All right, here with Glenn Rushton, fresh off the plane, mate, in Sydney. You're obviously here for Michael Zerafa, Tommy Browne. What are your thoughts on that fight?
Look, it's an interesting fight. I think there's a lot more to this than just a fight. Everybody wants to see how Michael's come back from that defeat by Lara. You know, is it the real Michael? Is he back? Is it the same guy that got into the fight with Jeff Horn and Isaac Hardman? Is it that Michael Zerafa, or is it a different Michael Zerafa that's a little bit jaded? So, look, I'm keen to see if Michael's really back mentally, physically, and good to push the button and hit restart and get on with his career. And I really believe he is, and I think it's going to be a great fight. Tommy's only been stopped by three very good boxers, and Chris John, I think Anthony Mundine and Lenny Zapavigna, so all top-class boxers. I think a win in a fight like this isn't really enough. Dennis had a very convincing win against Tommy Browne, but I think Michael's got to show that he is, at another level, and it's going to be interesting to see how this fight goes. It's a big opportunity for Tommy Browne. He's a tough guy, and we'll see what happens come Wednesday night.
What has been your involvement in the camp, I guess, and in the lead up to this fight?
Look, I was engaged as an advisor, spokesperson, that sort of a role here. But Michael's obviously asked me lots of things. You know, what do you think about my training program? And I've looked at it and I said, look, we need to do this, that, and that. So I've had some input there to try and get that right. I've done an analysis for him on Tommy, strengths and weaknesses and things like that, what he needs to do to beat him. So just trying to give him some advice in that area. We've just got to see how this goes from here. I'll be helping him out in the corner on Wednesday night, looking after him there, and then look, we'll see how it evolves, But, he's a great boxer. We know what Michael can do. We know what he can do. And it just wasn't really him against Lara. So I really hope we get the Michael that was about to set the world alight, wasn't he, before that fight? And I think that long absence, I saw a bit of ring rust in that fight. He just didn't really look himself mentally or physically, and maybe just too long out of the ring for that one.
Fair to say this is a must-win fight, and he has to impress in this fight.
Yeah, a win's not enough. A win is not enough. Okay, he must impress. He must show the silky skills. He really needs a stoppage, in my opinion. I think it's not enough just to outbox him. So, it has to be an impressive performance to show that he's back and on the way back to another world title.
I want to get your thoughts on Michael's comments over the last fortnight about the zoos. He said that Sebastian Fondora was a prospect. Firstly, thoughts on that, and then I guess some back and forth with Nikita over the last week as well.
Yeah, look, I mean, Michael's his own man. He'll make his own comments, and boxing's a business. So, yes, he's entitled to do that, and in fact, he needs to do that. So, he's got to have an opinion, and, that's his opinion. I mean, Fundora's, he's an outlier. He's a 6'5" guy in a super welterweight division, and he's just got no right to be that tall in that division. So he is an outlier, and he's going to be a handful for anyone. He's got that great jab and that beautiful uppercut. If you get through one, the big brother's always waiting, that uppercut. And, it was very unfortunate what happened with Tim, just a terrible cut in a terrible position. And as we all know, if the blood runs into the eyes, the vision goes blurry, you can't see, and you don't want to have poor vision against a guy 6'5".
Would you have stopped that fight if you were in Tim's corner?
In a heartbeat, 100%. I would have immediately said to Tim, you cannot see. That's all you got to tell the doctor. I cannot see. Okay, I don't have clear vision. And that's the truth. He couldn't see. He didn't have clear vision. So that's the truth. And when you've got a cut in that position with the blood running into the eye as it was, there is no choice. You have no choice. That fight, I'm just stunned that the doctor let it go because, it's just straight into it. It's just look at the vision, you can see it there. There's no way he had clear vision in that fight. And at this level, you can't go in there with one eye.
What do you made as Tim's sort of progression since that Horn fight that you guys had with him? He's sort of come along in leaps and bounds.
Yeah, I think he's evolved beautifully. I'm impressed the way he's going, and he's as tough as all teak, and as he said, he's a throwback fighter. He's one of those guys that comes to entertain, and boxing is the entertainment business, and there's no doubt that Tim entertains, and he's, look, it was a very courageous performance, but one that I think everybody in hindsight would go, that was a mistake. But, you know, these things happen. You know, we all make them. You know, you just got to, as I always say, if we were meant to look backwards, your eyes would be in the back of our head. But we just have to keep looking forward. And that's what Tim has to do now. He's just got to keep looking forward and go, look, I can't change the past. All I can do is learn from it and just move forward. Keep doing what he's doing. He's a great boxer.
Last one, just want to get your thoughts on the Australian boxing scene. Liam Paro, Cambosis, Tim, Jai, Maloney boys, Goodman, some massive names. Who stands out for you in that list?
Look, I think I'd really like to actually see the Liam Paro, George Cambosis fight. I just think it's a good fight. It's a really, really good fight, and I think it's one that should happen. So I'd love to see that fight take place. Look, I really hope Liam Wilson is continuing to learn and evolve. You know, he's always been a bit of a gunslinger, and then he's tried to box. You just got to get the right balance. You know, basically break him down, put him away, and strategically, if you want to fight at the top level for a long time. So, but there's some exciting fighters in Australian boxing. I just had a lad at the Golden Gloves yesterday, 19, won the elite male boxer of the event, and they had like 675 boxers there. That was very impressive, so I might even set him alight in the pro ranks before too long. So, but yeah, look, there's an amazing talent in Australian boxing at the moment, and I think since Jeff, beat Pacquiao, people have just started believing in themselves like I've not seen before, and that's wonderful to see. And if that keeps happening, I think then Australia can have a real presence in the world rankings in a lot of divisions.
Beauty. Thanks so much, man.
You always.